Welcome to another episode of the discussion.
Yes, sir.
I am the bad guy, Captain Caveman. It's me, CJ Dub.
And son. And I am the good guy, E. Dale. I just had to throw that in there.
I think you need to stop saying you the good guy because last time I checked, you was coming to the dark side of the force, brother.
Well, listen, I think some days I walk that line. You know what I mean? I try to see how close I can get to it without becoming the bad guy.
Oh, so you say, look, but don't touch.
Look, but don't touch.
Touch,
No,
but don't taste.
No, don't touch. But don't touch. That's not my style. That's not my style.
Let me give a shout out to everybody who tuned in early. Like, one thing I noticed about the show,
Yeah.
we get a lot of latecomers.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. We understand life. I appreciate you just coming by.
Right.
But I just want to give a special shout out to all the ones who come in at 6 p.m.-ish.
Yes, sir.
Whenever we get started and
Yes,
be ready
sir.
to rock and roll with your boy CNN.
Yes, sir, man. We really appreciate that, man. We really see the love. It is overwhelming, you know what I'm saying. But like you say, man, it's life out there. We also have lives and other things we have to take care of, and
So
other
right
priorities.
now, you're absolutely right. So right now, I want to shout out my cousin Tay. I see her pop in. Shout out
what
to
up,
my
bro?
main man Nate Lightyear,
Yes,
one of my
sir.
favorite DJs out there.
Okay.
I want to give a shout out to Sean, Cherie Dunn.
Yes, sir.
Who else? And Cherie Dunn is my wife. Dunn.
Hey, Riri.
By the way, if you didn't know.
I think they know.
But yeah, man, we just want to say we appreciate all
Yes,
the
sir.
love and all the support. And we're going to continue to give you a great product.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All the time. We will still be the most consistent every Tuesday and every Thursday. Lock in.
Exactly, because you know me, I always got something to talk about.
Moving on.
Right.
The buzz in the street circulating T.I. and Tiny being indicted. How you feel about that?
I'm this is just me. And I understand that most people don't take the road that I take.
Right.
Unless I see visual evidence
Right.
that, because a lot of people take the stance like, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Right.
If more than a few people say it, it has to be some validity to it.
Right.
Me, on the other hand, I'm like, listen, you can't look at this stuff as it's me and you.
Right.
Because these are multi-millionaires. These people live an entirely different life
lives. They do.
than you and I. And more people have more incentive to harm them or hurt them in some type of way than it would be if 10 people said that I stole a sandwich out of the break room and work.
Right.
You know what I mean? If 10 people at my job say that, then more than likely I probably took
You
the
probably
sandwich.
took the sandwich.
Yeah,
and I believe you did.
Yeah, I
bro.
did take the sandwich.
I know you
It was pretty
did.
good. But when you start talking about like these millionaires, and the perfect example of this is Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson at the time, when he was accused of doing those things to those little boys, when I think about his journey, and he was one of the few that were able to actually prove his innocence. And
That's crazy.
And what people don't know is a lot of those kids that they came out later on and said that they was forced to say those things. And
They did?
I know matter of fact, 2 of them even committed suicide.
Oh,
And
man, that's terrible.
actually, this last one, after the documentary, they put that documentary.
Right.
And after that, what was it? Leaving Neverland. And after that, the family was able to debunk damn near that whole documentary. And it's sad that this dude who had done so much for pop culture
Right.
had to go through that. Bill Cosby sitting in jail right now. Nobody took a rape kit. He was giving chicks quaaludes and raping them in 1975. And I mean,
That's crazy.
It is, some of this stuff, it just gets ridiculous. So I say that to say, T.I. and Tiny, they got a gun pointed at them right now. Because we're living in this guilty until proven innocent society. And from the unless there are details that I don't know, but from what I have read and what I've seen so far,
right,
it seems to be another wave in the same vein as Bill Cosby, as Michael Jackson, and even R. Kelly.
Right.
This last time, even though R. Kelly is guilty, but what they got him for this last time, it was ridiculous.
With all those ladies saying he chained them up.
It was ridiculous. You know what I mean? What they got him for this last time, R. Kelly was actually convicted of this time, and why he's sitting in jail right now, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well,
now, if they would have got him years ago, I would feel different. I'd be like, hell yeah. I mean, I don't support R. Kelly, even though I'm saying these things that I'm saying.
Right.
I know for a fact that dude is not.
I don't think a lot of these allegations against some of these people are look, I'm not going to say some of these people, some of them are truthful and some of them are not. I just think, look, my thing is, look, and I'm kind of two-sided about this, you know what I'm saying? Because, I was raised by my mom, as well as you.
Exactly.
And you try to make sure you see the good. I just think that, look, when allegations like this are played out, I think we should always just sit back and let them play out. Because if we're going to judge T.I. and Tiny and Bill Cosby, and my thing is this, I can't believe people like even Oprah will speak out against Bill Cosby and don't speak out against
Harvey Weinstein?
The Weinstein guy.
Yeah, well, Harvey Weinstein, she wanted to find the silver lining.
I mean,
all of it.
And that's my problem. I'm sick of that stuff. Look, this is what I want to see.
And for the record, Harvey Weinstein stuff was proven.
Absolutely.
Bill Cosby's was allegations.
Allegations. This is what I want to see. If you can go and you can do all these people like this, I want to see them do Trump like that. That's just me personally. He did those same things and nobody's bringing these allegations. We got Governor Cuomo in office right now in New York, the governor of New York.
Exactly.
Look, you know what? I can't stand his apology. I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican. I don't listen, when you say stuff like you said and then you go and make some outlandish apology that makes no sense. Bruh, you need to go, bruh. That's just me. I don't like that. And I'm not saying the allegations against T.I. and Tiny is true, but I'm just saying let's make this thing fair across the whole board. Don't just lock some people up or try to hurt some people and destroy their reputations. If you want to do that, let's go for everybody. Because obviously they're guilty in the public's eyes and a lot of other people's eyes. Obviously they're guilty. And that's, the law is not supposed to work like that. You're supposed to be able to be innocent until proven guilty. Right? So by you locking me up, you indicting me, listen, I can't even go and face the people that indict me. Right. I'm not even there when I'm indicted to even state my case. Exactly. See, the whole process is screwed up. So I'm not saying T.I. and Tiny are guilty or innocent, but what I'm saying is this, look, I think a lot of stuff need to be looked into further.
And T.I., in all honesty, did not help things with that live he did last week.
He didn't.
Because basically what he said was, to put it frank and short, that they were freaks.
Yeah.
He basically put emphasis on the fact of what he didn't say, that we don't have threesomes and all of that. He wasn't clear cut at what he was trying to say, but basically he said, what we do in our bedroom is nobody else's business.
Right.
And with the scrutiny they were receiving at that time, it would have, and if you're innocent, it would probably been in his best interest to say that, hey, we not into that, or you know what I mean? I
didn't have a problem with that because look, what goes on in his bedroom is no one else's business.
That's true. But look, at the same time, now you gotta understand how this system works. You understand?
I agree with you on that.
Because of how the system works, you don't want to leave nothing for the imagination.
Look, I just think like this. I look at it like this. Look, people out there are freaks. I mean, it is what it is. Especially these rich folks like Will and Jada and all of them. These people are freaks.
Even people with less money.
Even people with less money. But I'm just saying, think about how far it goes with people with money.
Facts.
So I'm just saying, people are freaks. I'm not saying that these allegations are false, but what I'm saying is this. Look, man, let's just, look, obviously, this is a lot of women. If these allegations are true, that they force people and drug people, then they should be punished.
And
if they are true.
If they are true. And if for the people who just coming in, if anybody, I'm gonna read off this report that's covering this Tiny and T.I. situation. A dozen women have come forward to accuse the rapper T.I. and his wife of sexual assault and misconduct, with some allegations stretching back more than a decade. New York lawyer Tyrone Blackburn said he represents a man and 10 women who have all been victims of artist Clifford Harris and his wife Tamika Tiny Harris. In addition, Los Angeles lawyer Lisa Bloom says she represents 2 women. So that's 13 people. In addition, Lisa Bloom says she represents 2 women with misconduct claims against T.I. and Tiny both. We are in the investigation phase right now, so we don't have a statement as to their claims yet. Blackburn said that prosecutors in California and Georgia to consider charges against the couple.
Right.
So the Harrises continue to deny the strongest possible terms these groundless and unjustified allegations. The allegations, which have been swirling for months, have already led to suspension in February of the couple's show, The Family Hustle. We are aware of the allegations, and while they are not connected to our show, we have reached out to T.I. and Tiny, as well as local and state officials. An MTV official said last month.
Right.
And they do not know when the show will
resume. I don't think that. I think that's a good move for them. Because you got to send a message. Look, we don't know if these allegations are true. These things could hurt their reputation. Listen, if this is not true, I'm not saying it isn't, but I'm just saying if it's not true, man, this could mess up their legacy, the family that he was building. And look, I'm going to say this. I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
Right.
But maybe he pissed somebody off so bad. The way Bill Cosby pissed whoever he pissed off to receive the treatment that he received.
And when Bill Cosby got caught in the apex of the Me Too movement. You know, when his stuff started happening, they were already very sensitive to that type of thing.
Right.
Even the prosecutor beforehand said that, you know, something. He basically stated that Bill Cosby was guilty before there was even a trial.
He was, and I don't get that, and I don't like that because, I mean, look, we speak out against some, but we don't speak out against.
And only because, you know, these females, you know, in a group, all said that, you know, something happened. Even as recent as Jaguar Wright, recently.
But now look, on the flip side, these things like this, some women are afraid to come out. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the.
And listen, and I know for sure because I know personal stories where women have been treated like this in the workplace and was afraid to say something for fear of losing their job because they had kids. You know what I'm saying? So if I gave you a personal story right now of somebody that was near and dear to my heart, that was close to me, that they was at work and this happened to them and they didn't want to say nothing for fear of their kids, and you knew this person, and would you believe them because that you know them?
Yes.
Right. So what I'm saying is this: we may not.
Well, depending on the person.
Look, I know for a fact that you will believe these people, this person. But what I'm saying is this: there are stories like that from years ago that women have just not come forward.
Well,
because,
absolutely.
Listen, you got to think of the circumstances. Hold up. We always talk about on this show about how the women had to be put in control to take care of the kids because the man was removed, the man was killed in slavery, all these other things. So the woman had to do certain things or keep her mouth quiet or be silent just to figure out a way how to raise these kids and make it. Right? So it couldn't say anything.
Right.
The deck was stacked against them. So I'm just saying this may be a part of that.
But we still have to find a silver lining.
I think
somewhere
so.
in the middle, because my question to you would be, like, even though it happened 30 years ago,
right?
It's kind of, how do you deal with that?
I don't know. I don't know if I could deal with. I don't even know if the court should deal with that 30 years ago. I don't know how to compensate for someone for that. I understand.
And it's not to say that you didn't believe him.
Let me say this. I didn't say that I didn't believe him, or I may feel bad, but I'm talking 30 years now. I mean, look, I don't know if I would go back 30 years to put somebody in prison and so I can see if he went in there and murdered a whole house. But I mean, look, allegations. I don't know how to differentiate between those crimes, or
I mean, because it's like, if you grab somebody,
I just don't know.
The man grabbed your ass in 1972. And
look, but let me say this in all fairness.
Okay,
when you're a kid, this is what grows up happening, right? I mean, look, in the neighborhood when you grew up, everybody grew up. These are things that happen. I tell you what, let's do this. Let's just call it what we called it for Trump, locker room talk. When you could grab a girl, throw her against the wall, squeeze her by the area and all that, and get off. That's what he said. He became president after all these women and paying women off.
That's because they wanted him to be president.
That's all I'm saying is, so why are we acting like... look, man, I don't know what to say. Because, look, I can't say what's good for one is not good for the other one. If these allegations are true against T.I. and Tiny, they should be penalized for that. Exactly. There's no excuse for that. Absolutely. That's what I'm going to say.
But I would say that even though I agree.
I'm not saying they're guilty,
I agree with everything my brother is saying. But I also think that, because T.I. and Tiny are young enough to live in the era where, I feel like women should be more confident in coming forward about things.
Okay.
So something should have been reported. Like, you understand what I'm saying? If we're just talking about allegations here, and nobody filed it, why wasn't a report filed? Like, I get it. I get it. Right. That some women are fearful. I understand that. And my heart goes out to the ones who feel like they are trapped. Right. But at the end of the day, when you're talking about somebody's livelihood and their life and how they take care of their families and, possible career being taken away from them, and it's like you have to... I would love to see more than just allegations. Somebody got to have some hardcore evidence on something.
I don't know if they have any. I don't know if they have any.
It needs to be some.
It does. It does need to be some concrete evidence. And the girl said T.I. put a gun to his head or something, or her head or something.
Why you ain't call the police?
That's my thing. We always...
Why isn't there a police report? But there are police reports about the things that you have done. You dig what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So with that being said, it's like, yo, man.
Let me say this.
I don't want to hear, like, when you start talking, as this number appears to keep growing.
Right.
I mean, at one
it's
point
12
it was
now.
3.
It's 12
now. It's 12. Who is that reminiscent of?
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby. You know what I mean?
It is.
And at the end of the day, with the Bill Cosby situation, out with all of those damn women, out of all of them women, nobody had the courage to go get a rape kit. Nobody. When you have free will and are allowed to go, and you're
maybe
I woke up. I guess he gave him Quaaludes.
I don't know, bro. Maybe he gave him a bath while they was asleep or something.
But then put their clothes back on.
Yeah, maybe he gave him a bath, but now he's psycho. If that happened, then he got... Only a psycho could do something like that.
It's like, bro,
I don't think Bill is a psycho.
Listen, man. If I was a rapist, which I am certainly not, and giving chicks Quaaludes, I'm too lazy to try to put your clothes back on.
Right, I'm tired. I got to go to sleep. That's just too much work.
And like after you get yours off, like,
Right, I'm tired. I got too much. I mean, that's a lot of work.
What?
And then she dead tired, like you trying to.
And
lift
as
her.
a man, you ever try?
I don't even know if you can do that.
I don't even know if I could put a bra
what?
back on.
I'm glad you said that because maybe they should perform one of those exercises in front of the court with a live dummy with that weight and show how hard it will be. You will be sweating by the time you try to pull. Oh my God.
Put a woman's clothes back on, bro. Like, yo, come on, man. But anyway, I mean, some people believe it. I think with the Bill Cosby thing,
Right.
and there was a strong push towards turning him into a buffoon, even from the black community. And I think a lot of people were upset with him over some of the comments he made about the hip hop generation, and you know what I mean.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I saw it. I saw younger black men not really having respect for Bill Cosby because he was one that did not understand the hip-hop generation. And he let his presence be known in that where he felt like this music was dirty and, you know, how you should look, how you should talk, how you should dress. He was very avid on that, and it put a lot of...
They felt like he was catering to white folks. That's why corporate America,
even
white
comedians,
America.
I saw comedians come out and say that, you know, how Bill Cosby would check them, like the old Eddie Murphy thing, where Eddie Murphy was like, he got the call from Bill Cosby, where he was like, man, you on, I saw your stand up, and you were saying flip, you know what I'm saying? I can't remember if it was raw or delirious, but those things actually happened. And I think Bill Cosby, because of that,
Right.
had a separation with the generation of black kids. So
Well, he did because, I mean, look, nobody's feeling that in hip-hop.
So when this whole thing occurred with Bill Cosby, the hip hop generation was memeing his ass to death.
They turned it back on.
Oh my God!
Like they doing
I was
Tiger Woods.
seeing the, you know, Bill Cosby, Jordan, dunking Quaaludes and
Yeah.
champagne glasses. Yeah, and my take on that was it doesn't matter if he's guilty or innocent. It's not a joke because
No, it's not a joke.
if somebody got raped, it's not funny.
Yeah.
And if somebody didn't get raped, it's not funny.
Yeah, because that's why
So
I say these
they
things are
turned
serious.
this whole situation into a big joke. And I even still see some of those memes today.
But that's what they do now. But like you said, I do feel that sentiment, like you said, it's no joke on either side, whether it's true or not. These are things that we shouldn't be joking around with and playing with. But this is how insensitive the world is now. That they're gonna joke about this. They're gonna post memes. They're gonna make sure that you do this. Look, that stuff against Bill Cosby is outrageous. That's outrageous.
Hey, don't say that too loud now.
I'm just saying, I think it's outrageous.
Don't say it too loud.
I think that, look, I'm not saying that, you got to talk about an era where they was taking all these Quaaludes and all this era where it was.
And that's the part that people do not understand. There are
that's what they was
eras where
doing.
things happen and it's normal. You know what I mean? That's just like 20 years from now, if somebody says that, I don't know, 21 Savage raped me and he gave me ecstasy. If you were out there, and I'm not even out there like that, but when I do be out there doing, you know, my music thing like that, I see ecstasy, man. I see it getting passed from men to women to, you know, the teenagers or whatever. I'm not saying I condone it.
Right.
But it's somewhat a normal activity.
Right. It's not like you're going to every person and say, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that.
So if 25, 30 years from now, somebody says that this young man gave me ecstasy and did all these heinous things to me,
right.
You had to live through the time to understand. You talking about a time where, you know, dudes had spoons on necklaces for coke.
Right. Exactly.
And that was normal.
But listen, though, the 70s was like that. The late 60s, the 70s was like that into the early 80s. That's what they did. That's what they did. They walked around with those things, those necklaces, right, when they was doing coke and everybody had those
pinky nails.
That's what they did.
It is what it is. It was a part of the culture at the time. So whenever I hear that brung up, I'm just like, okay, you didn't live in that time, so you don't understand it. A Quaalude wasn't necessarily something that I'm gonna just slip in your drink so I can take your panties off.
Right.
A lot of people were engaging in that.
So what? Let me ask you this: what was it about those Quaaludes that they loved so much? I mean, because they was doing that at parties, like it just sit on table and bowls. I've seen videos where they would just be in parties and they'd be just in bowls on tables, and people just pop them like they want to.
That's the same. I would say if I had to sum it up, and you would probably remember this. You remember back in the days when we were a little younger, and the local bodegas, they sold these. What did they call it? They was in the little bottle. It was supposed to help you with your sex.
Like ginseng type stuff?
Like ginseng.
With the scorpion thing in it?
Ginseng, Spanish fly, whatever. Like all of that stuff right there. As a 17, 18-year-old kid, hearing that from somebody.
Right.
Which I'm not saying it was the right advice. But I'm like, let me try one of them joints. You know what I mean?
Right.
They sell it in the store.
I've tried plenty of them.
I mean, so... it's the times. It's the things that. If I gave a chick a ginseng or a Spanish fly, and she partaked in it with me, and we had sex, and then 30 years later.
So you saying she knew what she came for? She knew we was trying this with the reason we was doing it for.
Absolutely.
And all of a sudden now you screaming this because we got this movement going on.
Some of this stuff we have to put into context. Who is really going to see somebody you don't want to have sex with, or is it willing to go have sex with at a hotel room at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning?
Right. Why are you going there?
Why?
And listen, I get that. That is something.
It makes no sense.
So and this is why I say, look, this is not even something that a person has to be raised to see. You know what I'm saying? Or be taught, because you know at 2, 3 in the morning, if you're called to a hotel or someone's house and you're a woman and I call you, you already know what that's about. We're not going to make it to be about something else, or, you know what I'm saying? Look, it's that time of the evening.
And then some of that too is, like I said, I joke and play with this whole female empowerment thing. But some of it is like, I don't, maybe a woman thinks that way. But a man definitely does not. And I'm not going to think like a woman. Right now, with the things I'm saying, I am thinking like a man.
Right.
If a man calls you, ladies, I want you to hear me very carefully.
Okay, make sure you.
And I want to make sure that I'm loud and clear,
so they can understand.
So you can understand it. And I'm a man's man.
Okay.
And I'm sitting here telling you, if I call you to my hotel room, if I call you to my hotel room at 10 o'clock p.m., I'm probably horny.
Right. We are. We normally, listen, men.
Hold on, let me retract that. I'm gonna make it even clearer.
Okay, go ahead.
If I'm by myself in a hotel,
okay,
and you're a woman, if I call you to my hotel, this is if I was single.
Okay.
Of course. Any time of my life that I've called a woman to my hotel, I don't give a damn what time it was.
Be 2 in the afternoon.
I'm horny, or
I'm trying to party.
I'm trying to party with you and party.
Right.
And things gonna happen. Well, I want things to happen.
But listen, this is what I'm saying.
Because if we got a business meeting or something like that, if there is a hotel lobby and
we need to be in the lobby.
Area, but I'm not going to conduct that from my hotel room. So as a man, I'm telling you, if a dude invites you to his hotel room,
okay,
you need to question that. You need to say,
no,
maybe I don't want to give him the wrong impression by going up here.
Right, exactly.
Because his mind state is probably somewhere else.
But what if she trusts this person and he invites her there and she's been around this person, he's never acted like that. So I can see that as well. So, but what I'm saying is this, you're exactly right. Because men, we think like this. Yeah. All men think like this. Business deals shouldn't be conducted from a personal room, a hotel room. They should be conducted in a conference room or in the lobby or somewhere like that. I mean, look, if a man calls you to his hotel room, you already know what it is. I'm just keeping it 100. You know, I'm the good guy.
Yeah, you.
I'm the good guy. I'm going to keep it 100. If I called you to my hotel, it's only for one reason. I don't want to talk to you, and I don't play Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? So,
Now, some dudes, maybe some cats out there who may feel differently.
And listen, I'm not saying by no means I will condone anyone that's convicted of those actions or that's proven to be true. Because you could be convicted and not even have to be proven, those things be proven. We saw the case, there's several cases out there.
Right.
But what I'm saying is this, these things that you could prove and you could show concrete evidence, and there's some things you can't show evidence for because some of these women back in those times, they weren't brave enough to come forward. I mean, their whole life would be smashed.
But it was more incentive for them to be quiet years ago. And the reason I say that is because there was a time where women were pretty dependent on men. They from their careers to, you know, they had more to lose than a man did. So with that being said, but I'm just talking about moving forward and the times we in now, I think that women have more power. And if you're not being physically abused, now physical abuse is something else.
Right.
You know, which rape is physical abuse, but at the same time, if you're free, you know, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to send the wrong message because I do not condone that type of activity. And I think the ones that have done it, like you know, if Bill Cosby actually did those things that he was accused of, he deserves to be where he is. But if you take Darren Sharper, for example, all-pro football player for the New Orleans Saints.
Okay.
He had a similar case. But the difference between him and Bill Cosby, these women filed reports. They went to measures that the women in Bill Cosby's case did.
Right. And see, that's my thing.
And Darren Sharper was found guilty and is still in prison to this day.
Right, but listen, if these women file reports, I don't understand how he was still on the street. I don't understand how multiple women can continue to file reports and law enforcement allow these people to stay on the street.
Well, a lot of that depends on location. It depends on where you are, how big. If it's a big city, you probably going there.
Okay.
But in what I've seen in smaller towns, where everybody knows everybody, they really let a lot of things slide until it becomes national coverage. And that's something that I've noticed about, you know, things that happen in smaller towns.
Right.
They tend to be the ones that linger for a long time. If it happened in Los Angeles or you know, Manhattan, you know what I'm saying, somewhere in New York, in the city, you probably going to be arrested very soon.
Yeah, quick.
Real quick.
Because I think it's more of a publicity thing now. People want to seem like they're doing the right thing.
They want to make a name.
These government agencies, the district attorney's office, they want to seem like they're doing the right thing. But look, I look at it like this. If you have substantial evidence when you come in and make these accusations, you like you said, you took a rape kit, you file reports of those things, then these things should be taken very serious. They should be taken very, very, very serious.
Like I said, we try to open the dialogue on a lot of things. Not to say that everything, you know, our opinions are correct.
Yeah, because they're not.
They're just opinions.
They're just opinions.
Nobody should be mistreated. No
Right.
one, you know, if somebody was raped and different things like that. These are we just try to look at things from different perspectives, and maybe we can start positive dialogue moving forward on how to fix certain problems.
Right.
But where can they find us at?
every place that you are streaming. We are there. You can go to Spotify, SoundCloud, Deezer. You can go to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. Man, listen, I'm telling you, we are there. And everywhere else, we will be there soon. We will be on Amazon Podcast, Amazon real soon, and a lot of other places. So look, man, keep checking for us. Go to YouTube, man. C&E Presents the Discussion Podcast. Facebook, follow us, man. Hit the notification bell, man. Let us know, man, that you're here. So you'll be notified every time we go on C_and_E discussion on Facebook, man. You can find us. We here, man. Every Tuesday, every Thursday, we still will be the most consistent, man.
What time, though? What time, though?
I want to do it at 6 p.m., but I'm not promised to make it on time.
6 p.m.
6 p.m.ish. We black.
6 p.m.
You like to say, as you like to say,
we black.
We black. 6 p.m.ish. We will be here every Tuesday, every Thursday, man.